Well, firstly, I'm just going to say, congratulations on the film and the part. And in the film, Robbie is reliant on someone giving him a chance.
Yeah.
And in real life, that's almost what's happened to you. They've given you a chance. So did you feel you could really connect with this character?
Yeah, I do. I feel just about every scene I'd been in that kind of position that Robbie had been in, and I just felt, I could use my life experience. Yeah.
So were you sort of really using your life experiences in this, or were you trying to approach it sort of fresh?
I was fresh, but life experience does help. For example, whether you've been aggressive and your tone of voice in different situations. I was just thinking about stuff in the past that I'd been involved in, and just trying to think of how, I would react to that, and how, a real lad for the street would do it.
And that was, obviously, did you ever expect that you'd ever get into acting? Was that ever something you thought about as a child, or did you ever believe it could actually happen?
Do you know what? It's when you're a kid, I think everyone wants to play for a favourite football team, become a movie star or a singer, but truth be told, I never ever thought anyway that this would happen to me.
And of course, obviously, it is your first film, but how important was it having sort of people like John Henshaw and Roger Allam on set, to sort of help you on?
Yeah, Roger was a great guy, but John especially was just like Harry. It was like Paul and John offset. It was just the same, and then we took it on set, and he was just lovely. He was a nice guy.
And how about working with Ken? What was that like?
You know what, Ken's a diamond. Ken's just, when you get into work, Ken, he just respects everyone. He treats everybody the same, which means you just feel good about your job and you want to be there. Just a nice guy.
Because did you have any sort of apprehensions at first about sort of going in and sort of doing your first film? Were you a bit nervous at all?
Yeah. I had this impression, that directors were, sitting on a pedestal dictating and just bastards, really, for what you see on the telly. But it was a complete opposite with Ken. He's just very eloquent and subtle, and he's just lovely. It gives you so much confidence.
This past sort of couple of weeks with Cannes Film Festival and premieres and all these sort of now swanky hotels in London, can you really believe this is all happening? Do you have to sort of pinch yourself at all?
Yeah, sometimes I do, and then I just keep my feet on the ground and say, well, if this is your time, then take it with both hands, and if it's done by next week, if it all goes away by next week, then I've experienced it. It's something I look back on, and it's something that my kid will be proud of.
But do you think this is it for you now? Is this what you'd like to pursue? Do you think acting could be the rest of your career? Yeah,
I'm going to pursue it. As I was saying there, I've got some short films coming up. I've got one I've picked for the leading role in that, and I'm just waiting to hear back for some other stuff. So, yeah, and I've got my agent now in London, so I'm up and down quite a lot the last few weeks.
And obviously, you're starring alongside Scarlett Johansson soon. That must have been pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was, mate. We had lots of fun on that, and dancing with Scarlett, chatting her up, doing my thing, and yeah, it was just a buzz. I was shitting at the start, but I got through it.
And obviously in this film, one of the key themes is whiskey. Were you ever into whiskey growing up? Have you did you like whiskey beforehand, or have you sort of a newfound sort of passion for it since making this film?
Yeah, I think it's just a newfound passion for it. I was never really one for drinking whiskey when I was a kid or growing up. Just wasn't my thing. But now I like a wee whiskey. Yeah.
So do you find yourself sort of ordering it more often now?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. The rest of the Angels lads and girls, they slagged me last night. I think it was a Talaska I ordered, and they were just pelting me. That's what I mean. They were calling me the wee master of the Quake and all that. So.
And just finally, just tell us quickly about what you've got lined up now. What does the future hold for you? Obviously this Scarlett Johansson film's coming up, but can you tell us a bit more about that and what else you're doing?
I think that'll be released next year. And just again, I'm going to go and do this short film. My agent's got some stuff lined up for us, and I'm speaking to Caroline Crawford, the casting director for Glasgow, and she said she's got some stuff. But apart from that, I really want to go and do college. I want to learn a different language and accents.
So any thoughts of maybe moving down to London, or are you going to sort of stay up in Scotland for now?
I'll stay in Scotland for now for my kid. I need to look after him, my wee kid. He's got learning difficulties just now, so it's important I think about him at the same time.
Cool. Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for your time.
No worries,
It was much appreciated.